Now that phase 1 of your off-season basketball programming is complete, it's time to move on to phase 2. Now, depending on how long your off-season is, each phase should last anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. If you're a younger athlete in high school, you might even take 8 or 10 weeks for each phase. But now that phase 1 is complete, your structural balance testing, your structural balance training is complete. So we're going to move from unilateral exercises to bilateral exercises. We're going to move from the split squats to the squats. We are going to start using our body on the court. We're going to get back on the basketball court. Remember, in phase 1, we should have been off the court. We should have been resting our joints. We should have been rehabilitating, in a sense, our body and giving it the rest while strengthening it in the weight room. If your goal was to lose body fat, that should have been completed already in phase 1. Now, that can still be part of the process throughout this phase, but that initial phase should have been very targeted at fat loss if that was your goal this off season. Because remember, some people who need to get faster need to lose weight because of their strength to weight ratio. Our repetitions in phase 1 were in the 10s, 12s, even 15 rep ranges per set. We're going to start moving up into functional hypertrophy or functional strength, which is 6 to 8 reps, sometimes depending on the level of your training age. We may even move up into 5 already, okay? Remember, 5 and below, we're really dealing with the nervous system. I had a professional basketball player recently tell me that he always focuses on the 10s and 12 rep ranges throughout the season, when in reality, that being the hypertrophy range, we need to do the opposite. We need to go heavier. We need to work on faster. We need to work on nervous system strength. So that's 5 reps and below. Also here in phase 2, along with those repetitions going up into the 6, 8, sometimes even 5 range, we're going to start incorporating some of the preliminary Olympic lifts, like the clean pulls, like the push presses. Again, we're starting to really engage the nervous system. And then we're also going to put back in conditioning. Again, we're going to get back on the basketball court, but we can also incorporate conditioning here in the weight room. Now, a lot of athletes I see in the off season, they may call it cross training, but they'll try swimming, they'll try biking, they'll try rowing, all sorts of different modalities. But you as a basketball player, your conditioning needs to be ground-based. So here in phase 2, we're also going to start incorporating conditioning. If you can't get on the basketball court, and I hope you can, then we can do conditioning here in the weight room. Conditioning needs to be specific to the sport. Meaning, in basketball, you're running and jumping. You're pushing against the ground, okay? It's a ground-based sport. So for that reason, we shouldn't be biking, we shouldn't be swimming, and we shouldn't be rowing. We should be applying force to the ground, like sled work, prowler work, pushing the sled down and back, pulling the sled down and back. Things like that need to start being incorporated into your training here in phase 2. So again, phase 2 will last anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. If you have a longer off season, it might even be 8 or 10 weeks. But stay tuned for phase 3. We're really going to kick it into high gear. We're really going to dig in and develop your nervous system. We're really going to improve your conditioning so that at that very first game at tip-off, you are as strong as you've been all year, you're as conditioned as you've been all year, and you're ready for your season.